Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Terran Top Tip tutorial. I'm your host, Nathanias, as always. Today we're going to talk about rapid fire. You're wondering, Nate, what is this? A lot of people on my stream have asked me about this. They've asked for a guide on this, so I will do it. I'm recording this live, of course, on my twitch.tv stream. You can check me out at twitch.tv/Nathanias, where I stream about 6 to 7 hours of StarCraft 2 every single day from 1 p.m. Pacific time until about 8 or 9. So without further ado, rapid fire. Well, we all know in StarCraft 2 that a lot of units have abilities, right? Sometimes they're abilities that you want to use a lot of. So for example, Seeker Missile. Maybe you want to drop all of your Seeker Missiles at the same time. But to do it normally, you've got to hold down R and then just keep left clicking. That's one way you can do it. That's what most people do to use their Seeker Missiles, right? If you want to use your Reaper Grenades, usually you got to click, click, click. But sometimes you're going to want to throw all of your Reaper Grenades down on the exact same spot. So you might want to just, hold down D and then left click a few times. But that takes quite a few actions to do. So I'm going to go over just a couple of the things that you can do. This works in conjunction with the tutorial hotkeys that I have made. So I'm going to use that as my frame of reference for today's guide. If you haven't watched my tutorial hotkey video, I strongly recommend you do that first. It's also available on my YouTube channel. So going off of what we have for our tutorial hotkey, we're going to talk about one change that we made that is super important to do rapid fire properly. It's under Unit Management on hotkeys. You go to Global, Unit Management, and there is a choose ability or AI target. In the tutorial video that I made for hotkeys, we set this to R. And at the same time, we also set it, all of the abilities that we were talking about earlier, to R as well. So this merely is your left mouse button click. When you press D to throw a grenade, or press R in this case, and then left click, that is you selecting a target for the action that you're performing. Now you can also bind this to a key. I have this bound to the ability key on all of the spellcasters that have abilities I really want to use. So it's also set to R. You can set it under Add Alternate. This is what it will look like for you if you've never changed this before. So you left click that, press the desired key, R. I mean, if you want all your abilities on D or E or T or G or whatever, you can do that. So we have it set to R. And we can kind of see that it's not that difficult to do this. So to just briefly demonstrate, this allows you to do things like this. I'm just going to hold down R without moving or touching my mouse. As you can see, it causes all of my units very quickly with my keyboard repeat delay to just instantly recast the spell as many times as I can. Holding down R not only tries to cast the ability, but it also attempts to choose a target. So I can throw these very quickly. There are a multitude of uses for this in StarCraft 2. Thankfully, these Ultralisks are here to help us demonstrate today's lesson. I have 3 Ravens. Normally you don't want to Seeker Missile Ultralisks, but you know what? Sometimes it's fun to. So you just hold down R. As you can see, there's no target. And then boom. Instantly all 3 are cast. You can use this in the heat of battle to drop a bunch of Seeker Missiles all over a cloud of Mutalisks or something like that. It's your call. Whatever you want to do. So, that's the Raven example. Now let's assume that you've got a unit that you want to take down that has a lot of health. So we want to kill this Ultralisk. Now, you don't want to have to retarget Yamato. And this would be a bit overkill, but the point still remains. You can just hold down R. You don't have to touch your mouse at all. Just put your mouse over the Ultralisk, and it will cast all the abilities simultaneously, allowing you to easily cast an ability many times on one area. This can be used for Warpin as well if you play Protoss, and you can also use this to build Creep Tumors if you want to set your Creep Tumor key to your Choose Ability or AI Target key as well. Now, those are some slightly less practical uses. This is the most common use you will see of this. A bunch of big scary Ultralisks are coming your way. And you just have Snipe bound to R, just like your Choose Ability or AI Target. Now, you don't have to click on anything. You just hold down your R key. Must target unit. Well, let's just target. You just drag your mouse over the Ultras, and they all die a horrible, painful death. Requires very little effort. Of course, there is overkill for Snipe, so, I mean, does it really matter, though, if you kill all the Ultras? Not really. We're actually almost out of practice targets. How embarrassing. So, in certain scenarios, a Cyclone, for example, if you aim move a Cyclones into a unit like an Ultra, you'll notice that only one of them locks on. But with Rapid Fire, you can actually, and I'll just wait for the cooldown to reset on this Cyclone, you can actually target the Ultralisk with all 3 at once. And you'll watch that Ultra die faster than anything you've ever seen before. Which is pretty awesome. Another thing that you can do to improve your ability to use something like this is to also decrease your repeat delay on your keyboard. If you use Windows, this is going to be under your control panel, keyboard, and then somewhere in there that's not really that hard to find. I might go over that some other time in a general Terran tips tutorial. I also bind this to things like Defender mode, and I'll just go back to my own hotkeys since I don't have this one set. And you can kind of see what we do with this. So you can place all your freedom zones very quickly, and that's pretty much it. Rapid Fire is a great way to use spells quickly when you want to and when you need to. And it's pretty awesome. You can snipe Ultralisks like your MVP. Of course, don't let the Ultras touch you, because, well, you know, it does cancel snipe. Either way, it's a pretty cool thing that you can do, and hopefully you guys enjoyed a tutorial like this. Today's tutorial is brought to you by my awesome Twitch TV subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your support. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please like and post any comments in the comment section below. If you have any comments about this, any questions, any other tutorials you want to see, please like, subscribe, share this with your friends. The more traction and feedback I get on these videos, the more motivated I am to make more of them. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.